it would go over everybody's head, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. The last thing is you want to do is be too clever.
Yeah,
Because that never seems to work.
I
It really
think
is a fine line between
clever
too
and
clever
stupid.
and stupid.
I think you just have to
I
beat
think
it.
we're always on the edge of that. Aren't
Yeah.
we? We're always on the razor's edge.
You have to, I like anything subtle in a live music setting. I think you just have to beat people over the head with it. Like they don't get the inside jokes. They don't want to get it. It's yeah.
Okay. Well, you got to put thought into an inside. Well, you got to put thought into a clever joke.
But if if everybody on the stage is the only guys who get it, then,
then that's definitely missed out on.
And there's our intro.
Oh, that's it. We're in. We're in.
we're
We're
right.
live.
So this looks a little different than our setup, so don't scratch your balls.
You can't.
Oh,
And sorry, so the little
can't-
camera that we'll be looking at is actually that little guy.
that one there.
Yeah.
So we have to look there. What's happening, everybody? It's Ike from Flipside Music, and welcome to What the F.A.Q Live. I'm here with Matt and Chris from Texas Toast Guitars, and we're going to be talking. And Dylan.
Yes.
I figured you saw
With me as always.
because
is Dylan.
Dylan was like, "Hey, we're on."
Yeah.
You know. So here with these guys today, and we are going to talk a bit about the new American Icon that the guys are producing, which is a really super cool guitar. And we'll fielding questions and whatnots, and we'll play through a few things.
I think
we
this.
wanted to bring them over so you could play through it because you actually have a setup where you can.
Yeah, where you guys can kind of hear some stuff that we're doing.
So, Ike, you've had these. First of all, thanks for having us.
Yeah, no worries.
I think it's a great setup, and it's a way to kind of cast a bigger net to everybody, rather than say like, because what we want to do one day is bring a bunch of guitars down here and have like a thing like you did with the amp companies that you've done it with, and we're like, well, why don't we do a guitar thing too? But this seemed like something we could do right away, and it. So I hope that it works out good and everyone can hear it. But thanks for having us down here and letting us kind of invade your space for 2 hours tonight.
Yeah, it's all good. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our stuff for an hour, which is basically just hanging out with you guys, and then
So we can just leave.
what's that? No, you guys got to be here.
You can.
You're on the thumbnail. You're stuck now, Chris.
Oh,
you got to
that'd
be here for the
be-
whole
yeah.
duration. And then once we're kind of done with our live stream, we'll switch over to your guys' channel.
Because it's just
And
going to
then-
be a seamless, and then done. Yeah.
Right. And that's how it's going to roll. But yeah, I think the idea of you guys coming and doing like a showcase would be really cool. I don't know how you want to format it, but I have 3 Texas Toast guitars now,
And
so
we have at
one
least
one is there.
Yeah. And
You
there's
know.
one here, and now that's going to Doug.
This is
So,
going to Doug because
yeah.
I know Doug's probably in here somewhere.
We have
Could be.
lots and lots and lots of guitars that we can bring down. We get them free where we work.
Oh, you got a discount?
So, yeah.
you get
You got like
you
a
get
guitar tree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which is that's right. We'll just take that one
Go
too.
down to the factory and pick them up.
Yeah, we do.
Some might say it's cheaper that way.
But yeah, the cool thing though is that you guys are set up to actually play it and have it broadcast out correctly. Every time we try to do that with our setup, something of the bandwidth of the computer goes, no, too much, I can't take it, and frankly, I don't want to invest in all this stuff to do live.
Well, it's probably your secret location. The new secret location.
Yeah, oh yeah,
is
man.
having trouble picking up internet, or it's not wired properly for internet for that distance.
Underground bunkers are
Yeah.
not exactly known for
I'm not
acoustic
saying that
qualities.
they, yeah, and I'm not saying that I know I can't tell you guys where exactly the underground place is.
No.
But what I can say is that maybe during Christmas time they track Santa.
maybe.
It could
yeah.
be. So just if you guys are wondering where it is.
The other thing is that Chris, I'm gonna borrow what you said, unless you want to talk about why.
Chris is like, which
Like,
thing?
what?
Okay, so
I say so many things.
well, we talked about before we were gonna come down here. I'm like, well, it'd be cool because then everyone can hear what the guitars sound like. And Chris said basically, well, everyone knows what they're gonna sound like. They're gonna sound like electric guitars with humbuckers, but what you really want to know,
is what they feel like.
yeah.
That's the highlight of these guitars for me is they're really resonant, and when you play them, you feel them. And it's just I get like buzzy every time I play one. They're pretty neat.
Well, they're really comfortable. As far as very comfortable playing guitars, the necks are awesome.
Hey, your neck is all bound and fretted, and the body's all bound, and yeah, it's ready for neck shaping. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, as long as whatever this.
Yeah.
I want it just the same as that.
I only know how to make one neck, and these are all handmade necks. So yeah.
All right. Well then, as long as it's this one, we're good. Yeah. So if you guys don't know, they're building me one.
We're building a lot of them.
Like,
so
like this.
We've gotten a bunch of orders since our initial launch of these. In fact, on the road, when I was driving down here, someone ordered one.
Which is awesome.
So yeah.
Well, they might have saw the thumbnail on the YouTube video.
Hey, man.
And we're like, oh, hey.
However they saw, yeah. But this, I guarantee you, this will be your new favorite guitar. Every time I pick one of these up, I like it more and more.
Yeah, these are a lot of fun. So, do we want to go through kind of what the specs and all the stuff is, and kind of how you guys do it, and what makes it unique to Texas Toast? Or do you want to just
we can talk a little bit about that. So, I guess Chris and I are here too. Like, if there's anybody here that has any questions about these, we're happy to answer those. Or if you want to just jam for a little bit, we can do that too. Or we can.
So,
or we basically have 2 hours.
Yeah, to kind of
so I don't want to
fart around. It's only
I don't want to throw a
jokes.
Hail Mary in the first play.
Yeah. Good point. Well, then let's do some shout outs and
okay.
And see who's here. Lefty O.
Lefty O.
Joy's in the house.
Hi, Joy.
Carla's here. Eric Lutinger. Janice Lala.
There's some names that I recognize and some that I don't.
Jimmy, I can't read the other little bit of there. Who's that? Jimmy Blair? Jimmy
Ryder?
Blair?
I don't know. I can't quite tell you. We'll eventually get
Bunch of blind guys.
Yeah.
Eventually, we're gonna. That's what I was saying earlier about getting the other monitors so we can actually read it, because my eyes are getting shittier and shittier every.
Well, even though
year.
that like this is at least one step past like the test at the DMV. I mean, it's
That's-
like 'cause
yeah.
it's pretty small.
Yeah,
And then,
it's-
like if I'm having a hard time with it, it's small. So.
yeah, because you got better eyes than I do, and I'm not hydrated, and that's my problem.
So is this going through your gear right now, or can they hear it through like amp and pedals, or was that just all acoustic?
So we can. So right now it's just we got the tuner on, so we can kick that
okay.
off and.
Yeah,
Cool.
then
So the way we got it set up is
Ain't she sweet?
you can hear it through here,
Uh-huh.
which you'll catch a little bit of the room mic.
Okay.
And then we also have that plugged into the board, so we can send that out. So they should have a pretty good. And Dylan will do the twiddling. To
Wow,
make
now
sure.
does everyone see that too?
They don't see that mixing.
So the pornographic screen is not
No,
show up on
no,
the,
nobody,
okay, all right.
nobody should be able to see that.
No. And then yeah, whenever you want to add drive or anything, just let me know. Right now it's basically dead clean. I think. Here, let's see. Yeah, we got a little bit of reverb, but not much.
Yeah, there's just the neck is very incredibly comfortable on
Yeah.
these things. So
Interesting. Like at least I don't know if the audience is hearing it that way. It almost sounds acoustic, like coming through the head.
Well, it's funny that you say that, Dylan, because this is basically an electric guitar and it's basically an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a back and sides and a top like an acoustic, but it has some parts of it are, and I can't tell you everything about it because there's nobody else doing it like this that I know of.
So there's some trade secrets in there.
Yeah, there are some.
building techniques.
Yeah, so like but where this differs from like say the Kramer Farrington or the Acoustasonic or the Taylor T5 is this is built more like an acoustic than an electric that's just all hogged out and hollow, and then
with an acoustic bridge.
and then a top glued on with an acoustic bridge. Yeah, so this, yeah, that's excellent because we put an electric guitar bridge on here.
Mm-hmm.
Know why? Because we wanted something that was adjustable and was we wanted something that felt a little more at home for people who wanted a guitar that looked like an acoustic. The other neat thing about it is it looks like an acoustic. It doesn't look like I don't know. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like a classic shape from a manufacturer whose name you recognize, and they kind of contort that into an acoustic flavor instrument. This is a whole nother thing. You know what I mean?
Whoever could you be talking?
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of people that have done that.
Have done very similar
just,
stuff.
Not just Fender. I'm not trying to poke fun at Fender because I think Fenders are super cool, but this is not like what we could have done is let's take our Challenger model that people like and just make it hollow, and that's we didn't do that. So
Yeah, so you got, like you said, you got some different manufacturing techniques than what's been done
yeah,
with some of the other guitars, or some of the guitars that are like the Fender that's on the market currently. This is not that,
yeah,
because it definitely is not that.
no, but it plays like it plays like an electric. It's you can pull off all the electric stuff, but really the guy who buys this guitar has a hat and a vest and a wallet chain and it's gonna look cool at his gig with this guitar or hers.
Or her, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, these are cool.
It's very like the timbre of it's interesting.
Uh-huh.
'Cause, like you're right, like it doesn't quite hit that same spot that a lot of other semi hollows do. Like it's got a little more low end, but it's also got this really like velvety kind of mid range. And
Yeah, they're pretty boomy on the low end.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things I noticed. Even acoustically,
Yeah.
it's pretty boomy. And then you plug it in, and of course, because of where the pickup is, but yeah, and they're all that way. All three of the ones that we've done so far are that way, even with the different pickups. So
Well, it's cool about this, like even running it through some drive or stuff like that. Like I could see this, singer songwriter type thing.
Sure,
But
man.
like you said, vest guy,
Super flexible
chain
guitar,
wallet
yeah.
guy. This is
The other cool thing about these, I think, sorry, dog,
Hey, calm down, bud.
is
what's going on.
it's louder than an unplugged electric guitar.
Yes.
Which is a neat thing because I think that most guitars, regardless of whether they're solid body electrics or all the way acoustics, are probably played most of the time acoustically. Even if you have a solid body, you don't always go and plug it in. I mean, you do, but I think you spend a bunch of time playing it acoustically. This is something that you could hear, and you and Jim had these out for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we were playing them at the Super Bowl party over at Matt's house, and
Yeah.
we were jamming for at least most of it, one of the third quarter.
Basically, all the second half of the
Yeah,
game.
the third quarter, we basically just sat in the other room and jammed on these things for a while, and we didn't have them plugged in, and they were loud enough for
Yeah.
us to hear what we were doing.
Yep.
But you're right. Like a lot of times, I don't play plugged in my electrics, so this is kind of a nice thing to be able. You can hear it, even if you're outside. You're just kind of plucking away, writing tunes, things like that.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of an extra volume that you don't have to plug it in.
Yeah, man. I'm really, really proud of these, and I'm not trying to put words in Chris's mouth, but I think just as a company, we're really, really proud of these guitars, both of us.
yeah, yeah. And it's a cool guitar. Somebody called it uniquely familiar, which I think kind of describes it because it's it's got a lot of
is a
classic,
good way. Yeah.
a lot
Well,
of
it's almost
classic
like-
features, but it's also kind of uniquely ours, I think, in
Yeah.
a lot of ways. So
Well, it's interesting because when you do play it, it feels like something that should be comfortable and reminiscent, like something you've already experienced but you haven't. But it feels familiar. Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
does have a comfortable feeling.
Mhm.
yeah, and it's
Hey,
either
this
light.
this is
in there.
this is like an old shoe.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow it's a brand new shoe that feels like an old shoe. Yeah.
And that's something that we kind of strive to do is make things that look and feel old, not beat up, not relict, not pre worn out, but something that feels good right away if you're ready to play it immediately. And
Yeah, I mean, me and Jimmy took to these pretty quick on Sunday.
Yeah, and it's fun to figure out everything that it can do. You're not limited to, acoustic kind of stuff or whatever. It's got a volume knob, it's got a tone knob. There's a ton of sounds in there, and it's amazing what a pickup will do if you turn it down just a tick.
Mm-hmm.
And like Dylan said, you can get some kind of almost acoustic sounds, even though it's got no acoustic pickup stuff to speak of.
Yeah.
You can kind of cop some of that stuff. So
Well, yeah,
Makes me
especially
wonder-
hearing it directly, you can really hear
yeah,
it more.
I mean, I think if you closed your eyes and played, you'd go, oh, he's playing an acoustic with a piezo or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
which is one of the reasons that we don't have this with a piezo
Yeah.
with an acoustic transducer bridge. One, it's something that can go wrong, and whether they take a battery, whatever. let's just put a regular pickup in there and yeah, boom, go for it.
Yeah.
You have to have a special.
If anybody
amp or
wanted a
anything.
retro
Kind of a marriage
one,
of
they could though.
Both
Well,
worlds,
yeah. I mean, I'm sure that we could put one in, but
Oh, that's why I was like, if anybody else wanted to do it,
oh yeah,
they could do it.
That's exactly.
So if
right.
you guys were like, man, I want one, of the-" you're like, yeah, that's nice. You should do that.
Yeah.
and because it's a regular Tune-O-Matic bridge, you just buy the Fishman Tune-O-Matic and
Yeah,
retrofit
put it in there and run your wires and. Yeah, these things. It's
Yeah, Jeff was saying he figures it would probably be really good for slide guitar. I was gonna say, yeah, I guess.
Goots
We haven't
was
even
here
talked
earlier.
about that. Yeah,
Goots was playing it earlier. He's like, wow, that sounds cool.
yeah.
It seems like, and I mentioned this to you, but like it's a very Americana type thing, and I could see this being used in a bunch of different scenarios.
Yep.
You know,
So did he tune it to G or
no,
something?
just regular.
Oh, okay.
He just had it in open E, or just regular.
Okay.
E standard.
Yeah, I think these would be ideal. Now, that is not to say, because a lot of people do this thing where they're like, oh, that'd be a good slide guitar, meaning it's not good for anything but slide. However, I think this is a great guitar for hanging around, sitting on the couch, playing a 65,000 seat arena, and you can play slide with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's only
Well, yeah,
one
it's
bit.
really
one
great
thing it
guitar
can
that
do.
also happens to be good at
Yep.
slide.
Yeah.
Gary Rosington probably wants one of these. Is he still alive?
No,
I think he died.
Yeah, I don't think he's around anymore.
Okay, sorry.
Bit of a faux pas there.
Bit of a faux pas there.
We just put that in the closet with the other one. What's his name? The
Good old
Mac Guitar
what's his name?
The Mac Guitar Murphy guitar.
yeah.
We just put it in the closet
right.
with that one.
That was a bummer because we did build that guitar for Mac Guitar Murphy and he died. And, Gary Rosington
How
did
rude.
commission one of these.
How rude
So yeah.
of Matt.
No, I mean, what can you do?
give him a guitar and he goes and dies.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, how rude. I guess you just don't know. No, these things sound great and they play. Yeah, these things. I mean, they're a lot of fun.
People often ask me how about a one with a cutaway, and we don't have any plans to offer one with a cutaway, and I don't think we need to. The frets are there.
Yeah, you can get like here's your 12. So if you want to get in your twiddly areas, you know, you're already you're trying to play an E.
Yeah.
You kind of you're there. You can
Yeah.
I mean, if you're
Like,
trying
it
to,
looks
you
like
know,
right around G is where it would
Yeah.
get a little,
yeah,
little more complicated.
yeah, that might be a little bit. But what are you doing?
The,
Honestly, it's no more restrictive than a Les Paul. to
well,
be
it joins the
Yeah,
joins
I
the
mean-
body at the 16th fret like a Les Paul does.
Yeah, so it's not really. Yeah,
honest. Yeah.
I think you could probably get if you were doing some. You needed to get higher than that. Maybe that's when you switch to our Challenger guitar and
Yeah,
play that.
like that one right there.
Yeah, yeah,
And then you get the.
yeah.
That or
Plus, if you're going to be doing a lot of bits down here, probably electric is more your like full on electric might be your way to go.
Yeah, I don't think we're in any danger of Joe Satriani calling us and saying, "Well, actually, you know what? He might be like, hey, that's really cool. I like
I
that."
was gonna say, yeah, he does like stuff like that.
But I don't need
Yeah.
to surf with the alien with this.
No.
I'll want it for some other things. Yeah. Have you ever seen that video of? I know you have. It's a fairly recent one where he's playing a Les Paul single cutaway junior, or special or something, and he's playing that song, and it's like, oh yeah, well, if I was really good like Joe Satriani, then I could play that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stop blaming your gear for.
Just blame Joe Satriani.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is just blame Satriani
That's
for
right.
your
He
play.
doesn't require a Satriani Ibanez. to play
No,
Satriani.
no.
Oh, we got Colin James in there. Oh, hey, Colin. We don't see him too often.
Hey, Colin, what's happening, man?
Hi everybody. Who's joining us? How many people we got? Have they got any questions so far that we can?
Let's see.
So something that I've noticed in the comments about this guitar is people are like, "Ooh, that looks jazzy," and it is,
And it is.
but it's
Yeah,
also
you can-
rocky. I mean, it'll do the rock thing as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, you could do the jazz blues rock thing. I mean, I think
it's not limited to
No, not at
to
all.
all of that stuff. And I took
Well, we
one
can
home.
definitely hear it with some drive too. just
Yeah, and I
see how it
played
responds.
all the stuff I always play, and then played some other stuff too. So
I mean, I'm always mostly in the bluesy
uh-huh.
category, but
yeah.
with some drive, I mean, it gets that with some like with some phaser, because that's what I'm like. Oh, let's put some drive and phaser in and make it get swampy.
Let's see what do you
Hey,
got
want
here?
some Marshall or 385? Because the 385 I feel like could be cool because it's old, especially with the bluesy stuff. It'll have kind of an old quality
Yeah, let's
to
do
it.
the 385. Let's
Okay.
do that.
And if that gets too raspy, we can switch over to the
let's do that with a phaser.
Okay.
With a phaser.
Roll that back a little bit. That's not. That wasn't.
That was almost it.
That was.
That's the jazz version.
Yeah. I'm like, man, hey, distance. We need something. I think it sounds pretty swampy and cool. Like I'm looking very forward to when I get mine.
You guys could be cool like Ike from Flipside Music, the great American guitar store, if you had one of these.
You certainly could.
Dylan, are you switched on to those like country trucker kind of guys like Scott Byram and the newer guys like that, or the newer guys?
Well, I mean, like Coulter Wall's one I'm more familiar
Okay.
with, and like Charlie Crockett. Yeah, I was gonna say because he plays him quite a bit. And I was gonna say I actually really do enjoy his stuff. He's
Charlie's
Is that
good.
the same
Yeah.
kind of deal where they have like the box and they kick it and they sing into a harmonica microphone or one of those?
Coulter Wall would fall more into like he's like this 20-something
Yeah.
kid, but he's
Yeah.
like kind of does the classic country stuff.
yeah, he kind of has that Waylon / Johnny Cash kind of thing going on.
I would love to get these guitars
I could see
into,
Charlie
into some
Crockett
guys.
playing.
Yeah,
hands
that
like
actually
that,
would for
yeah.
that. Yeah, he could totally use something like that.
Yeah, Charlie Crockett, I would see doing something like this, or even who's that dude that came in here that one time? I see him on Country as Fuck all the time. The guy
Oh.
that Jake was like, no way, he was really in the
Yeah,
shop.
I
I'm
always
like,
forget
he's-
'cause he-
Willie Carlisle.
That's it. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, he's another guy.
Do any of those guys watch your show?
I would like
They
to
should-
think so.
Maybe they could reach out to us.
You know,
Texas
maybe.
Toast
Actually, Willie Carlisle with
Guitars.com.
this because like he does
Willie
a lot
Carlisle, I
of.
could see
That would be a
doing
good
that, yeah.
guitar for him. Yeah.
Is he a local guy? I don't know his name.
You know, it's funny. I don't know because like Jake plays with them quite a bit up in like the northern range, like up towards Fort Collins and
Okay.
Laramie and like the Wyoming area. So I think he might be more in that area, but he tends to be down here quite often. So
Yeah,
Cool.
we saw him because he was playing in Greeley, I think, for something.
Yeah.
Some, country Americana kind of thing.
Okay.
He came through, he needed some, I think it was strings or something. Really super nice guy and everything. So,
But yeah, he kind of
Yeah,
tries
it
to
could
get by with an acoustic, but like something like this would be a little more, a little more compact for what he does, which I think would actually hit
That's
the
a-
spot.
That's a cool thing that you bring up, Dylan, because this fits in our regular gig bag.
yeah.
So
an easy-
it's bigger than a Les Paul, but not a lot.
No.
And
Well, like you said, really the lack of cutaway is really the only part that makes it feel much bigger. I mean, it is a bit, but like it fit in those transit bags just
Yeah.
fine, and it wasn't like it was, stretching it or anything.
yeah, it wasn't like
Yeah, exactly.
pushing
Yeah,
it out.
yeah.
But yeah, you can get a lot of. I think you can get a lot of mileage on it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it's a good. That's a good pair.
So what do you, so let's just say for the sake of conversation that someone's like, oh man, I want to get that exact same sound that Ike was just getting. I know where to get this guitar. I go to texastoastguitars.com,
Yes.
pull it out of the thing, and order my icon right there, and I get it just exactly how I want it. But I want it to sound like Ike has it. What are we going through here?
So currently, Dylan's got it because we're using Dylan's board.
Okay.
But right now, you're going through the Walrus 385.
Yep.
For the drive for that.
So
kinda
what
gritty.
okay, so hold on a minute. What is a Walrus 385? We pretend for a second I'm not.
So the
53 years
385 from Walrus is based on the old Bell and Howell film projector preamp.
Okay.
So the old Bell and Howell film projectors that came like the all-in-one kit one that had like the audio and the projector part. It used to
wow.
have its own amplifier, and so for a long time, guys would basically take those amps and then either use it as an amp or even use it as like a boost to boost the front end of another
Oh,
amp.
cool. Okay.
So it kind of has this really signature kind of blown out.
Is that the one with the kind of like the big like buffalo nickel kind of deal on
This
it?
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 That's cool looking, man.
Yeah, so those projectors, yeah, the guys used to use those projectors and use them for that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So it's just weird, like musicians getting creative, going, "Hey, here's a thing."
Yeah, because it was kind of before like overdrive pedals were really hitting the scene, so they started basically using it as a tube overdrive.
So it was like a whole amp that they would use as a pedal.
Yeah, because like you could
Back
use
in the
it,
day?
you could retrofit them either as an amp in and of itself, or like some guys would basically rip out the power amp part of it and just use the preamp as well.
Okay.
And then that part it just had this real signature kind of like this, kind of a gnarly blown out.
So
tube.
what era were they doing stuff like that, Dylan?
I mean, I think it really caught steam in like the 70s is when a lot of
Okay.
guys, like, because there were a lot of techs that started doing that stuff. And at the time, I mean, I guess, the 40s wouldn't have really been that long ago.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, it's weird to
20
think,
years
like
before.
now we think of it as a really vintage
Sure,
piece,
it's almost 100
but yeah,
years ago.
but back then it was just, they were basically literally retrofitting pieces, what was considered pieces of junk.
I mean, I think that sounds cool, man. So who makes that pedal?
Walrus Audio out of Norman, Oklahoma.
Cool. Yeah, that thing's neat, man.
And you could still find some of the old Bell and Howell. You could still find those out there,
Okay.
but the thing is like the word is out, like people know. that
Yeah.
that's a thing. But it's the
So-
385 model. That's why they call it the
Okay.
385. It was the Bell and Howell 385, and you can,
Plus, I would imagine if the word is out on like the old stuff, it's what is
Well,
what
you're
is-
gonna probably play. You're definitely gonna pay more than like
than the
like
Walrus
Aunt Shirley.
audio.
Yeah.
Aunt
Yeah.
Shirley would be selling it at the garage sale for $5.
Well, so what is
you
one
know?
of those walrusy deals go for? You guys got
They're,
them here, right?
yeah, I was gonna say
Oh,
they're
yeah.
$250 for the current model. You can find like some of the model or like the V1s you can usually find in like the 150, 170 range used.
So if somebody said I want to sound like Ike did right just then, they know where to get the guitar, they know where to get that pedal, they call you all and they can get that. I mean, I think that should be a mandatory accessory with this guitar.
And then also, though, we were going through, was the
what
Fraser
else we
still
got?
on?
The phaser I kind of had on at the beginning of it, but yeah, I was just saying
So
for that.
a little
more.
bit of phaser, which is the that's the Earthquaker Grand Orbiter, right?
Yes, yeah.
So kind of
Give
get
it a little movement.
that little bit of swirl.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, and Colin was asking if it was the Mark 1 or Mark 2 385. Right now it's the Mark 2.
Kind of does that swampy thing.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's the kind of sound that you like. You only hear people playing cool stuff like that. It's like it's nighttime and you got to go in an alley and down a stairway
Yeah.
into this like little room and it's all like old.
Special knock.
Yeah. But like the walls are all like chipped away concrete or something. And there's places like that. Remember when you ever like the catacombs in Boulder is
Yeah.
that, and you got to get down there and Bender's. I don't know what it is now, but it used to be Bender's.
Yeah, that's right. I remember
Used to
that.
be
It's
like
been a
that, and you
while
kind of
since
have to.
that.
It was a thing, and you got to a place, and you kind of felt like you were getting away with something just walking in the door. And there's some cool guy playing this guitar through that thing, and he's making those cool sounds. And you're like. You go to the bar and they don't even ask you what you want. They just hand you something and say it's $5.
It's a
And
whiskey drink of some sort.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
I'll be satisfied.
That's what's cool about this guitar is it conjures up all these neat kind of like things that don't even really exist, but like in my brain they do. Like it's an amalgamation of like stuff that I remember from from seeing guys play in these kind of dingy. Cool places that you had to know about to find. It wasn't like something that was so known that like, oh hey, are you and all your other high school cheerleader friends going to
Are they
this
going
thing?
to that place?
No, they ain't going there.
It's like
Yeah.
going to the speakeasy kind of,
Yeah.
like a speakeasy type of a place.
Yep. Like I say, you're getting away with something just walking in the door is how
There's a
is
brewery.
what that sounds like.
There's a brewery in my neighborhood. I don't even know if it's still there because I haven't been there in a while. But the only way you could find it was like you had to go through the alley, and they had a sign, but it was just it was a beer glass, not a pint glass, but the old school kind of fluted things. And that was the only sign on the whole thing. And you walked like it had that sign above the door, and you walked in, and that was it. And there was like a little brewery that you can go and chill at. It's the same kind of thing. Like it's a secret.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know, you would never know it's there. Which I guess is a good thing. Good thing and a bad thing. But yeah.
Well, it depends.
So
Yeah,
kinda-
like because
kind of a cool
the
spot to go.
exclusivity part of it makes people want to go. But if people don't know about it,
Yeah,
who's going
it's
to
gonna
go?
be
Yeah,
real
yeah.
exclusive
Yeah,
when it's
yeah,
closed.
Exactly.
But I don't know if it's still
It's
there.
gonna be real exclusive. when it's
I think it is still there.
Is it? I haven't even looked at, and I was just over there the other day.
Have you been to the speakeasy in Arvada? Not my house.
I was
but
like, at your house? Yeah, I've been
the
there.
one there's one in Old Town Arvada. Jimmy took us there one night. It was fun. It's neat.
No, I have not.
There's a handful of them around.
Yeah.
Chris knows about a couple of them. Yeah.
Chris is like, I know of a couple
I
real secret places.
know some secret spots.
There's one that you walk in and you think it's a bookstore. And
Oh,
then
really?
They open up a bookcase and you go into the speakeasy.
Oh, you go into the.
and they know your name because they've already set it up. But you walk in and they're like,
Oh, that's kind of.
Chris.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah.
"Welcome back. It's my first time."
Oh, that's kind of.
What
Yeah.
What about the one that's like right down the street from Jim's house? Have you been into that one?
No, you're talking about that one at the. Yeah, we didn't go in that one.
Okay.
We were there.
So yeah,
It looks
it's
like the.
you walk in like a freezer
the
door.
freezer door,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a cool one too.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
We got to get you. They actually have music there. We should get you and that guitar and that pedal, and you could do
I
a
can go do a
blues.
swampy thing.
Yeah.
Ike's
sit there,
swamp
yeah.
swamp ass.
I want to be part of Jim Jim Jam Jimmy and Chris's
Uh-huh.
duo.
Oh, that'd be a great. You mean the
trio
quartet?
that's a duo.
The trio that's a duo. Yeah,
It's a quartet.
Yeah, it's a quartet, and it's
Or
like
the
just
trio
2 or
that's a
3 of us.
quartet. Yeah, quartet. It's a trio. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a
We
great.
actually practiced the other night.
Is that when
Did
you
you?
brought your 12 string?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's why I bought that other guitar. Yeah, there will be 2 icons in that band.
Nice.
So
That should be like. Is that
It could be 3, but whatever, you know. You guys,
Well,
you guys got your own
yeah.
business. It's fine. I'm just gonna pull up Jim Jam Jimmy and be like, I'm gonna show up to rehearsal next
Just
time.
show
I'm gonna be part of the band. Like Hawk Attack. I'm just gonna be
I'm
part
in
of
the band now.
I'm in the
All
band
right.
now. You guys like barbecue? What do you want?
when Jim's in the band, you get really good gigs. That's yeah. Well, how about,
St. Patrick's Day.
how about
right?
this? You get really good and paying gigs when Jim's in the band. So
that's the plan.
yep.
Pay.
Yep.
I know, dude.
Band
I
sounds
had no
great.
idea that was the
We already
thing.
have a
Yeah.
music coordinator.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
So
Nice. Usually it's like, all right, here's your chicken fingers and your complimentary fucking coolers.
You guys got
And
chicken fingers?
Have a good and
Yeah.
$5. Thanks for playing all night.
Thanks for playing all night.
I remember we played this place up in Evergreen. Those of you that know, you know. And we didn't know the pay situation
Oh,
because our
yeah.
singer
Yeah.
booked the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we go and I show up and all of us show up and we're like, yeah, I'm gonna lay off some chicken fingers and fuck yeah, a beer and a shot and another beer and another beer and go up and we play a first set and okay, have another beer and we're all doing the same thing. Nobody's getting shit bumped, but we're at least having a beer, loosening up, and it's great.
Yeah.
And then the drummer gets a fucking burger and Bob gets a sandwich and. At the end of the night, we play the gig, and we're like, "Oh, that was fun. That was a great place. This is a great.
It's a great
What
spot.
a great spot. I love this. This is cool."
Hold on. Let me guess. I like to write an American Express traveler's check.
on the dashboard. It was almost like that. James walks up and he goes, he's got a $5 bill in his hand. He goes, "Here you go." And I go, "What? What's this for?" And he goes, "The gig." And I go, I'm like, "What? How much?" And I go,
$5.
"How much did you book this for?" He goes, "Well, there were some details I missed." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "All the beer and food is not part of the gig." And I go, "Oh no!" And I'm like doing the
doing the tally.
I'm doing the math myself, going, "Man, I had at least 4
Yeah.
beers and at least 1 shot, and that's got to be
You got at least 4 tendies.
yeah."
So,
And so
So-
like each of us got $5 for that gig
But
for a 3-hour gig.
but you got all that other stuff too, right?
we got the yes.
and $5 because here's
glass
what
half
and
full. It's a
five-
glass half full attitude.
Because
And
here's what Hawk Attack gigs are like. No money, and your bar tab is $89, Matt.
You're paying them to play.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we're the good old boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's nice that you guys get paid. Yeah, you guys are playing
St.
St.
Patrick's,
Patrick's Day,
Yep.
so anybody
2 shows
that's-
on St. Patrick's Day. Yep.
anybody that's
Or,
in
well,
the Denver area.
2 shows on St. Patrick's Day weekend,
Oh, you're doing Friday and Saturday?
or Saturday, Sunday. I can't remember
Oh,
which one. Yeah.
When is that?
16 and 17, I think. Yeah.
16 and 17 and what?
Oh, we got Terry. Hey,
Next
Terry.
next month, tomorrow,
Shit,
starting
what are we doing? We got
March
something
tomorrow.
on the 16th, don't we? Tomorrow's March already.
I know, dude.
I know.
already,
Well,
we've already had an extra.
I was just gonna say we got lucky having today. 'cause
Today,
today's a leap,
doesn't
leap
count.
day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Today's the 29th.
Yeah,
I was
you
wondering why
totally
that
forget
seemed
about
weird.
today.
Take a leap day.
I was
Yeah.
wondering
Now-
why that seemed weird. I was like, wait a minute, it's February 29th? That doesn't sound.
Yeah.
Chris, I got a question
Yeah, I
for
didn't
you.
even
If
put that
someone
together.
if someone goes to our website, TexasToastGuitars.com, and orders an icon and uses the credit thing, Affirm, to pay for it, do they have 4 years to pay for it? Since today's the 29th. of February?
Possibly, I don't know.
I don't know how that
I'm not a
works.
banker.
I'm wondering. Yeah, I
I'm
wonder
no
if you
banker.
could,
But possibly, yeah.
Did you know that we have Affirm?
Do
I'm,
you?
I'm totally like, hey, so did you know that you can buy
Can
you
you
can
get
buy a
this on
guitar
the
with
thing?
credit that you can apply
You
right
can
on
do
our
4
website?
easy installments via Affirm.
We actually can do lots of different ways. So yeah.
nice. We.
Like the mid-
I'm telling you
the
this,
Ted
I'm building your
3
icon
easy
now. Hey, did you
installments
know
and
that?
one
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
hard
Do you
one.
know that you can actually pay for this in installments and not just sweeping up the dust around the shop? Yeah, like make sure you get behind the refrigerator.
Behind the refrigerator.
That's
No
your job.
problem, man. I got it. It'll look great back here. Yeah, because Affirm's a good setup. We use that here at the shop
Yeah.
too. So it's a good way to spread out your payments and make them not so make them easy.
Yep. And,
Easy
and the
to
nice thing
rock.
is like we get paid right away.
Yes.
So we don't notice that. We know it's not like, okay, well, you got $80 trickling in once a month from,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey guys,
Here's your
is it
guitar.
Okay?
Oh,
Is it
thanks.
okay if I no? Yeah, it's nice because same for us. You just get your money right up front. They take a little slice off the top, but but it's worth it. So
If you don't pay, we don't have to send the goons.
We don't, yeah.
They have. Their
I don't have
own
to go. I don't have to
goons.
sell. I don't have to send. Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan
Yeah,
doesn't have to
yeah,
show up at
yeah.
your house at 3 in the
Notice,
morning.
yeah.
Where do you store your guitars?
Yeah, you're gonna repossess the guitar.
I told
Are
him to
there
break
any
it.
children in the house?
I
You
said I
either
didn't
lose the
want to.
guitar or lose a limb.
You like those fingers, right? You want to keep that,
Those-
right?
You want to keep all of them, right?
It's gonna be hard to play the guitar with busted fingers.
Guy's like, I'm a slide player. Take these for me.
So I can't even see what's happening on
Yeah,
the,
what do we got in the
on
chat? We got
screen.
anything in there that's happening?
Brad Guitar Miller wanted to actually hear the guitar without the room mic, so that's something like we could go ahead and do that, and then
Okay.
and actually I want to give it a go at some point because I've
Yeah,
played
let's-
them, I just haven't plugged them in. But
We have this other one over here too, Dylan. You want to, or is it the same chord, or how does that?
Yeah, I think we only got one chord.
Okay.
But
yeah, right
we
now
can-
we just got the one, but
All
So
right.
if we want to kick off the
yeah, I'll kick off basically. Yeah, I'll kick off
Facts
the room
and
mic
that-
for
and
now, and here let's make sure the phasers off. But yeah, I think Brad wanted to hear it still with a little bit of drive, but without the room mic. So let me turn those off. So no vocal audio. You know, honestly, the room mic's not adding too much. It sounds good.
Oh, I did it. You know how I do it. You know how I do it.
You pop it off
Yeah.
this out, yeah. Sound like-
sounds killer with drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
I guess we can try it with the Demogorgon just to see. Might be a little too thick, but we'll see.
Let's try the Demogorgon and see what happens.
Now, can people hear what you're saying now?
Yes, they can now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you about to put,
So
like
we're gonna basically take it through our exclusive fuzz, which is the Demogorgon.
okay,
Made by Stomp Underfoot.
Yes.
okay.
It's thick.
Yeah, that's pretty boomy, but it sounds good. Yeah. I guess the terminal might be interesting too.
What's that? That's the, is that the Tech Nugent emulator?
It
Yeah.
could be. That sounds good with that. With
Yeah, I was
that
gonna say,
truffle.
it's basically the trouble booster into the Demogorgon, but the two together actually sounds good.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Cat Scratch Fever, dude.
He knows that one. That's
Does he?
his. Yeah. That's it. But here, let's just play it clean too then.
Is that halfway up?
Yeah, you can go from that to then.
It's interesting, like, I mean, you guys will hear when you listen to it back, but it's very warm. Like, it comes through articulate, but it's a very warm guitar. Oh, we got Paul McNary in there.
That sounds really cool.
I tell you, man, I love these things, and
I'm
I
looking
think
so forward to getting mine.
Yeah.
Like I'm so freaking excited to get that guitar. You want to
Do
take
you
a spin first?
find it inspiring to play it? Like,
Well,
do you run into stuff that you haven't heard from other guitars and
So
go, oh, this is
There's like some
that's
different,
cool.
yeah. There's some different tonalities into it,
Uh-huh.
and then just like there's, for me, there's stuff I'm like, oh, I'd like to try this. Oh, I want to try that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the like, I could see myself using this for a bunch of different things, and I got some ideas of stuff I wanted to kind of work on this year, and I'm like, this is gonna fit
oh, right on.
exactly into kind of.
You have your
that
own
thing.
trio that's actually a duo, or
I have,
actually
I,
a
I have a
one-man
I have a
show?
trio that's a one man show. It's just me and a
Nice.
loop machine. Well, I've been to a few shows recently, and I'm like kind of getting inspired by some of what like one or two people are doing, but just adding like a looper in there and going, you know, boom, 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 and
Yeah.
there's your bass line,
Boop, 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 doop, doop.
boop, a doop, boop, boop, and there's a bass line, and then there's a little rhythm something. So I'm kind of playing with that stuff because nobody wants me in their band, so.
I didn't figure you'd want to be.
I'm inviting myself into Chris's band. I'm just pulling a Jim Jam Jimmy. That's all I'm doing.
Hey, man,
Hey,
you
I'm just
know.
gonna show up for rehearsal, and then when the gig happens, I'm gonna do that too.
I'm gonna,
So I'll
you
be
know,
there.
be there for that. As
I'm
well.
gonna just. Do we have shirts? Is there,
Do we have
Oh,
shirts?
there's
Like
a
Hawk
whole
Attack.
thing. Just wait.
Oh yeah, you're in Hawk Attack now too.
Oh, am
You're the
I
new
in
bass player for Hawk
Oh,
Attack.
sweet.
Saxophone.
What are you gonna do? Just hair
There's
whipping?
2 bass players.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but mine's turned way
Do I
down.
get one of those basses? Do I get to have one of the cool
Sure, why
guitar
not?
pieces?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you
That
can
is,
use the.
Matt's gonna go full Nikki Six, and you'll just be out there, and then he'll be
Yeah,
behind the
yeah.
scenes playing.
Yeah. Matt'll just be doing the hair.
Yeah.
He'll be doing
Just
all the
be
The
there.
hair
hair and
stuff.
the moves and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Because clearly I can't pull that part off. So you just do the hair thing, and then I'll just be in the background. Well, that's what it felt like when we went and saw John 5. I'm like, is that guy playing bass behind?
I know that's what
couldn't
James and I
tell.
were trying to figure out the whole time. We're like, is he playing bass behind there, or is that just a track? Because there was bass.
Yeah, I'm
There
like,
was
I'm
bass.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going,
Yeah.
I'm hearing bass. I don't see anybody playing bass.
Yes.
Because we went and saw John 5 the other night, and I'm like, I don't
Now,
I don't
isn't
see
he-
anybody,
he's
but I'm
also
hearing
in
it.
Motley Crue, right? So
Well,
are
he
they
kind of
touring?
announced that he's doing the Motley Crue thing, so he did a whole medley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did a whole medley at the end.
All right. I didn't know like who's touring. I don't know who's.
Yeah, so Marty Friedman, you remember Marty Friedman from the 80s?
Megadeth. Yeah.
Megadeth.
Oh, okay.
So he opened.
That was that religious band, right? Magadeth.
Magadeth. Yeah. It's all
That was
really in the
that praise
pronunciation.
band, Magadeth. Okay, yeah.
That's like Bart's band, right?
Yeah, his worship band, Messiah, whatever. Yeah. Very
I
good.
thought there was a diet. The
Oh, no.
Jesus carnivore diet.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'd imagine that
Yeah,
like
you just subsist on just like the body of Christ.
Just
Body of
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
Messiah.
Just little wafers.
I don't know that you have to
Messiah Lord
get
this
totally
year.
blasphemous, but like I would think that Jesus probably ate mostly fish, right? I mean, like I
Yeah,
don't-
probably.
Yeah, I mean, he had a pretty good success rate of multiplying that stuff. So I would
And-
say
and there's
could
that,
be-
yeah.
Yeah,
that
he
could be
was-
a,
yeah.
that could be a good way to do it.
Yeah.
He definitely wasn't short on wine. So.
Right, and bread, he did good with bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
He's a fairly good
crackers
breaker.
and fish.
hardly, I'm gonna say that like hardly any sweets. You know, probably not a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
I don't think there was a lot of
Or
cheesecakes and
dairy. You know, I'm sure that
Jordan.
it wasn't.
Well, no, there's probably a fair amount of dairy. Like,
Yeah,
a lot
goats.
of goat though.
Goats
Yeah,
and
goat,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
goats. Every time I eat goat cheese, I'm
Yeah,
having
blessed
a
are
meal.
the cheesemakers.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I remember sitting once with my mother, and she's having the cheese, and I go, "What do you think, Ma?" And she's like, and I go, "What's the problem?" She goes, "I could taste the goat." And that was the whole. And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "I could taste the goat."
Now
and I go,
with more
"Okay."
goat.
Yeah, 100% more goat.
Like, okay, I didn't notice any of that
Extra
goat
goat.
flavor until you brought it up.
Oh, goat.
Yeah. It's always entertainment around my family, that's for sure. All right, you want to try this thing? Where
Yeah,
are we
yeah,
at
yeah.
in time and all that stuff?
Yeah. How?
We don't have a lot of time actually.
Oh, okay.
So real quick. Oh, I didn't realize you were playing the. I guess I didn't look.
What?
For some reason, I thought you were playing the non-F.
Oh, yeah.
I only play F-hole guitars.
He already knows. Yeah. If you play any 10 Agents monetized video, you'll get a.
I don't know if I know any of that. Uncle Ted, do I? Oh yeah. All right, yeah, I think it's about 5. So
Let's switch over switch over to our video.
Yeah, Colin says it sounds much more balanced coming from just a one pickup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pickup guitar, and it does. It sounds really good.
Well-
you get a lot of range out of this.
Yeah, and you don't have
Out
to
of the
worry
tone
about,
up,
well,
too.
am I in the right pickup? Am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? How's it going to sound here? How's it going to sound? Just play the guitar.
You're like, I just gotta remember the fucking lyrics.
Yeah, just remember how to play the damn guitar, and you'll be amazed at how good it sounds.
I'll switch
So
over.
if you guys want one, whoever's watching this after,
TexasToastGuitars.com.
TexasToastGuitars.com. Look for Matt with his flowing hair.
Oh, I look good in
Yeah,
that picture.
yeah,
It's flowing locks.
That's right.
yeah. Flowing locks, which is nice. And he'll be having this guitar. And this is, yes, somebody mentioned that they think it's Doug. This is
That's
is Doug's
Yep.
Santin Yellows. So it's been well fondled before it gets to him. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, Doug.
Well, so we're going to switch over to our video now, right? And so join us over at Texas Toast Guitars on the, just click that into your search deal, and we'll be over there for another hour. And yeah, I might even have one of those Odyssey Beer Works beers.
Sounds like
Do
a
you got
plan.
one of those I-70s in there?
I don't know. Yeah.
Sweet. I'm going to have one of those. All right, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Go